What's going on, guys? Dan from SSG bringing you some more Edison DB gameplay. This time we are running Diva Flip, and we are going to be combining the powerful flip effect monsters of Gravekeeper Spy and Super Nimble Mega Hamster with the big payoffs of Deep Sea Diva and Caius here. So that's our game plan. We're going to try and set these card advantage gaining flip effect monsters on turn 1, and then we're going to try and really push the tempo with a powerful effect like Caius or Deep Sea Diva to make some really big plays. Of course, we have all 3 hamsters, all 3 Gravekeeper Spies, just really powerful to set on turn 1, and we're going to get card advantage off of those. Raikou is our main form of interaction. We're going to be able to interact with our opponent this way. Diva is just really strong to follow up those cards, going to be able to make very powerful plays, and Caius is just a big tempo swing. I also added the hero engine to this deck, 2 copies of Malicious, Stratos, and Evil Hero Prodigy. I just love them in these Caius Raikou style decks. I think they just add so much late game inevitability, and just allows these mid-range decks to kind of go over the top of the opponent and just really have some game-winning plays. We also have Dark Arm Dragon. This card can be a little inconsistent in this deck, but a deck that barely plays enough Darks can still play Dark Arm because the upside is so high on the games it does work. It's just going to be really powerful, and we're going to run it for that reason. We have Gores as well, and 3 copies of Upstart. Love this card in this deck. It's just so consistent. We have so many similar effects, right? We have 6 flip effect monsters that we want to set on turn 1. We have the payoffs in 3 Diva and 3 Caius. So with the Upstarts, that whole ratio just becomes really consistent. Book of Moon allows us to play a sort of mid-range control game by flipping our Raikous, Hamsters, and Spies back face down when we don't have the big payoff in Deep Sea Diva. And Caius also can just play a little slower by doing that as well. Really powerful, and lets us grind out our opponent. 2 copies of Avarice to do it all again. Really strong with Hamster, of course. All the monsters in our deck get multiple monsters. You know, we have Spy, Hamster, Raikou milling monsters. Diva gets 2 monsters. Really powerful and easy to make this live. Copy of Brain Control, really strong here. Heavy Storm, MST, Allure, 2 Bottomless, 2 a Wing Blast to keep our opponent on the back foot once we have that big play. Solemn Judgment, and of course wouldn't be an SSG deck without Trapped Dust Shoot somewhere. We have interesting inclusions here on the side. I like Vanity's Fiend in combination with Hamster, getting Raikou, being able to flip the Raikou face up, and then drop Vanity's Fiend is very, very strong. We have Cold Wave to counteract a lot of opponents like big back rows and try and go for a big push. We have 3 Pulling the Rug, which is really important for protecting our face down monsters. We cannot be Caius to rise it out of the game. That's just detrimental for us. It's really hard for us to come back, so 3 Pulling the Rug to prevent that. Also a Trap Stun, which is pretty interesting, alongside the Cold Wave to counteract those big trap decks. Interesting in the extra deck, nothing crazy, just 1 copy of Tempest Magician, a little bit different. You can make this card with Gravekeeper Spy, so let's try and burn some people out once we have our tempo, and we just need to get that last few points of damage. That's about it, guys. We're going to see if we can get into a game here. Alright, so we're going to accept the game here, and what are we going for? I'm going to try paper this time, just try and mix it up, and we got there. We have a hello from our opponent, so we have a GLHF. Trying to be a little friendly here. We are, of course, going to go first with our Diva Flip deck. And we have a Diva and we have a Flip Effect monster, so pretty good here. Of course, we don't like having the Spine Gilman or the 2 copies of Raikou, but hey, we're going to try and do our thing here. We're going to set a Hamster, and I kind of want to set this Wing Blast, but I feel like it's not really necessary. So let's just try and end our turn here, and we'll try and get some value that way. Off of our Hamster, of course. We have a Goblin Zombie coming down for our opponent. They are going to take some damage here. And we will declare our effect. And we will go grab the 3rd copy of Raikou out of our deck, which might not be great for us if we can't actually, if we draw like another Hamster or something like that, but we do have some ways to put it back with copies of Avarice. We have a back row out of our opponent and a draw for turn. So what is the line here? I'm thinking we just pop the back row with our Raikou and then make some sort of play. This is exactly what our deck wants to do, right? Of course, we can just give them the Goblin Zombie Search if we, go for like some sort of Diva play, but I don't really mind that. We have like Wing Blast to back up our play, as well as like Book of Moon. We could also just play more of a controlling game with Book of Moon, but without the 3rd copy of Raikou to fetch, it might not be worth it there. So why don't we flip some in this Raikou, and let's target the back row here. Hamster not nice, he said. Let's do /mill3. Oh, mill3. Okay. Now, I think we just go for it, right? We're on tempo. We're just gonna just drop a Diva. What's the play though? You know, like I don't really know what we're gonna do, but you know, we'll declare Diva effect here. Now Diva is going to grab Diva, of course. Gonna special summon that in defense. Now, what is the option here? We could go for like an 8 if we just like synchro everything, but I kind of want to go like Armory Arm plus a level 6. Maybe like take the Goblin Zombie, something like that. That wouldn't be too bad. I also don't mind like Urquaza, like just start building a bigger monster. Goyo is obviously very good. We could Bryonic, just get rid of one of these Rykos, just put the thing in their hand. That seems pretty powerful. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do Bryonic here, so we'll do that. View, we'll special summon attack position. We already used a normal summon, and it's unlikely we're going to use Spine Gilman or like Ryko or anything like that, so let's activate. Yes. So we're going to discard my boy here. We're getting rid of the Gilman because at least the Rykos do something, so we will discard this. And then we could just keep the Ryko in play for with Book of Moon, but we also could just push for damage with the Armory Arm. That's a pretty interesting spot here. Book of Moon will also protect our tuner from dying, but let's make the Armory Arm. I think Armory Arm is like a great card. Let's just make it, and we could be able to do some nasty things with the following turn if we end up doing leaving the Armory Arm. So let's just do this here. Attack for 18, and then we will attack here as well. Okay, so they're down to 32, and I think we just set the Wing Blast here. I think if they have like heavy, you know, we don't want to get super blown out by Book, and Book can have some counterplay on our following turn. So they're at 32, and this is exactly what our deck wants to do. We want to flip the Hamster and just like try and tempo them out of the game. So our game plan is working thus far. We're going to see what they have going on at 3,200 life points. We're going to hopefully be able to do some work against them. I saw we milled like a Dark Arm. Yeah, so Avarice is already alive if we end up drawing that. A lot of live draws here. And Ryko is going to like help us kind of like get back in the game if they happen to have some like insane play that kind of like pops off for them. But with just Goblin Zombie in hand, they have to have some sort of I wonder what sort of play could really harm us from this position. So 2 back rows. I kind of want to Wing Blast the monster here, just to like put them back an additional turn. It is likely the Goblin, so we're gonna target this here, and we'll just discard one of the Rykos. Okay, they concede. So interesting. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what Wing Blast does. It just gets people out of the game, and no Mirror Force there for them. So not bad. So exactly what we wanted to do. We kind of just did it. So that was pretty awesome. They're playing zombies now, so what do we want against zombies? Going second, I don't really like the Vanity's Fiends. I think Cyber Dragon could come in for some counterplay. Of course, I like DD Crows. Maybe 1 copy of Cyber. They were playing some back rows, but they didn't really seem real. I think maybe like just these 3. Of course, Caius is strong, but do we really want pulling the rug? Probably not. On the draw, pulling the rug is very important, though, because we can just get super blown out. Let's try 1 copy. I don't mind 1 copy coming in on the draw. And what is going to come out? We could cut... What do we want to cut here? Avarice is pretty good because the games kind of go longer. Dust Shoot definitely comes out because we want that going first mostly. Could cut a Wing Blast since they're likely to take tempo. But Wing Blast also sort of helps us out from time to time. Maybe MST comes out. I don't think they're really playing too much back row. We could take out like a Spy or a Hamster, more likely Spy, but just because those cards aren't that great on the draw. But let's see. What is the line here? What do we do here? Brain control is excellent. We don't want to like take something like that out going second. I like keeping all my upstarts in. Maybe the play is to take out a Book of Moon. Let's try that. We'll swap out, and we will be done siding. Ham boy, good card. Hamster can be brutal. I see some people saying Hamster isn't like the best, you know, but I kind of like it. It kind of like does its thing and gains card advantage, sets people up. They end up removing a Zombie Master, which is a good target for this early in the game. We have 2 hamsters here, and our opponent doesn't really have like a great start. So I kind of like our position quite a bit. As although we have a Dead Malicious in hand, we can potentially make a Bionic to get that away, and Solemn is going to help us once we actually make a big push here. I think the play is to set Hamster, set Book of Moon. We're going to be able to hopefully get some value out of that Book of Moon as well. This is likely like an MST or something, but I don't really want to commit like a Solemn Judgment. So let's just do that. They could also have a Wing Blast, but I think they would have just used it. Okay, so this is excellent for us. It seems like they're not really doing anything too crazy. We're just probably going to flip the Hamster here. We have another backup one if they have some sort of response. So let's just flip Hamster and declare. Very good. So this is exactly what I'm saying with Book of Moon is like this card just does so much. As we can just like gain card advantage and kind of beat down with like this like Hamster here, you know, and like they're not doing much to press for us, so let's just like do this thing and drop Dust Shoot. Interesting timing on the Dust Shoot here. That's fine. Of course we don't have a response, so we're gonna show our opponent our hand. And what are they gonna pick? What are they going to choose here? DD Crow? That makes sense. DD Crow seems like the best interactive piece I have right now. So we're going to shuffle that away. And they do take the 11, so we'll go main phase 2. And I still don't really want to set Solemn. We're pretty protected here, and there's a lot of cards that we can draw that sort of combo with the Prodigy if like for a comeback play. So let's just keep the Hamster. And hopefully gain some more card advantage off of it with that Book of Moon. Oh, Brain Control. Pretty interesting. So, like, Brain Control, this is an excellent spot to use our Book of Moon here. We are just going to chain here. Yeah, that's just like an excellent interaction for us. And we're going to gain more cards that way. So standby main, and I'm gonna likely elect to just flip the Hamster here, keep our Rykos set. We could just pop the back row and get the value, but I don't really think they have anything too threatening, so let's just like flip some in this and declare. And let's just get another Ryko for our troubles. And I don't really care if they kill the Hamster, so let's just like attack. Like, what are they gonna do in this spot? Now, and we're just so safe. We're up in cards, and we don't really have a reason to commit anything crazy. So I think just bottomless is fine here, but I don't really see a reason. Like, there's no reason to set a Solemn or something. I really want to wait for like a huge board to do that. But they're gonna probably have a lot of trouble trying to break through those 2 Rykos. Something like a Mistswarm would really do something crazy like that, but I think, okay, we'll just do this. All right. Yeah, we just take it. So 13 to what is 750, and then that's fine. Our Hamster finally perishes, and we go. Standby main phase, and now we have the payoff of Diva. So this is where I'm going to elect to make a big push. We have 2 Rykos for card advantage. We're going to get both these cards out of here and potentially just not quite kill our opponent, but kind of do some nasty stuff. So let's just flip some in, and we will declare and target, and he's going to burial. Okay, so we're going to mill 3. Not bad. And do we I think we just want to kill this for value. At this point we can synchro with the extra Raikou we end up getting, so that's not bad. We also could just like go for some weird play where we go like Armory Arm into Goyo and take the Gale, which could be interesting. But I kind of just want to flip this over and then just summon Diva and see what happens. So let's do flip summon again. Build 3 more. So graveyard's looking pretty stacked up for an Avarice. Let's just summon Diva and push the tempo here. Now, do we go for a 5? Do we go for a Gilman? I think the answer is yes, because we can go for Urbellum, which is pretty powerful. We're just up so many cards, and once I resolve a Urbellum, I feel pretty confident in like the ability to win here. They could have something like Gores, which would not be very fun. So maybe we don't go Urbellum. But I'm just like really tempted to just go for Gilman Urbellum. But we could also do... Let's do thinking. Because if we go... Let's see in our extra deck. Let's see what we have. Oh, we're not even playing Urbellum. Okay. Got confused with a different deck I was recording with. So that means we're likely to just go for Diva. Unless we want to go for like a Catastor or something. Let's see. Catastor. We could go... This is interesting. There's just so many options. We can't really kill our opponent, which is kind of weird. Let's see. We could go for... Yeah, I mean, we can do like Armory Arm 6, or we can go for like Armor Arm into a 6 and leave a Raikou face up. Like, that's not great, you know. But what else are we really doing? We can go for just a 5, leave the 2 Raikous. We can go for 7, doesn't really do anything. We just have Black Rose. So let's do... We could just go Spine Gilman attack. I don't really mind that either. Let's go for Spine Gilman for sure. And then we are going to go Battle Phase here. And we will just start attacking. I think this is fine. Like, worst case scenario, we they make like a Gores, but then like we have like we'll be able to synchro into a monster that's a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's fine. So Gores comes down 1700, and you know, it's not great, but it is what it is, and we'll be able to synchro into something here. So if we go Armory Arm, and then we can like equip, get to 23. That's not big enough. So let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could Mistworm it back. That doesn't seem too great, but I kind of want to do it because Mistworm Bottomless Solemn should just seal the game. Yeah, let's just try it. Let's do it. Let's go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go Mistworm. Declare. And target both. And then we will just set Solemn and likely win the game. I think that is the play. Pretty interesting turn. They do have like quite a few cards to work with, but hopefully we can trade out Bottomless and Solemn and just like attack with this guy for lethal. We also do have Infernal Prodigy as some sort of follow-up play if we sort of happen to draw a Caius or another Diva, something like that. A lot of thinking on that play, and I think it's important to kind of think through those big Diva turns because those are the turns that you have the most options in this deck. being able to actually find the correct line in those positions is really interesting. But I don't know. I don't think we did an optimal one, but let's see what they target here with Book of Life. Master and Stratos. Do they have any engrave? I think we bottomless here. Banish Stratos. Of course, that is just like an extending play. They still have a normal summon. They still have some play, but that's it. So that's the game, guys. So we took it down 2-0. We're going to GG's our opponent. They already left the duel, so sad. But pretty awesome duel there. The deck just did exactly what it was supposed to do. I thought we could have played a little bit more optimally, but I think we played it just fine. And again, Zombie is a really powerful deck, and they had some decent hands. They just couldn't really get, like, they couldn't come back from our tempo. So let's go back and look at the deck real quick. And that was a pretty quick recording. A nice 2-0, so not bad. And yeah, I think the deck just like did exactly what it was supposed to do. We got a lot of card advantage off our Hamster, being able to play a sort of a control game with Book of Moon. We also just got the insane like flip Diva combo on turn 1 of the first game. Really strong card, really strong deck, and Hamster just does so much for this deck. And a lot of people kind of don't give Hamster enough credit. They say like, yeah, it's a, you know, you're setting a card, it's kind of slow. Blackwings can like kind of pressure you a little faster than that, but when it's when Hamster's combined with such powerful cards that just do so much, I mean, we're talking about a deck that is very like linear and like is just very consistent in what it does. We didn't really even get into our hero engine here. It definitely is an addition to the deck that I'm still like thinking about, but I think it's pretty solid. You know, the Malicious sat in our hand dead one time, but if we have a Wing Blast to sort of discard that out, or sometimes we discard it during the combo with Bryonic. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about the deck and the gameplay. It was a really strong showing from this deck, and I've kind of been playing it for quite a while. It's one of the first decks I played in Edison format, and because I just think it's linear, it's definitely a modern version of like these old style Rescue Cat decks. Like really strong, linear, does very powerful things, and I'm glad I was able to showcase it for you guys. So that's about it. Drop a comment, let me know what you guys thought about the deck and the gameplay. And without further ado, this is Dan V from SSG, signing out.